Namaste Gurukulians, how are you all? I hope you all are fit and fine at your homes and enjoying as well. So, I am Ritika and I am your science teacher at Gurukul. Today we will start with a new chapter, that is chapter number 4, Living Safely. Okay, so in this chapter we are going to study different precautions we need to take in order to be safe, and we will discuss different situations in our day-to-day life that how to handle such kind of situations. So before starting this chapter, I will just discuss an example with you. Okay, so students, when you were very young, like when you were very young kid, you must have heard your parents warning you that don't go near the gas stove, don't run too fast, don't touch the hot iron, and many other things. Okay, so when you hear these warnings, what you do? You get alert, you get aware of the situation and you act according to that. Okay, so you have you wondered that why they say so, why they keep always warning you about situations, even they warn you at your this age also. So why they do so? They do so that you don't get injured. When you get aware of the situation, there are less chances of getting injured or meeting an accident. So, what do we learn from this example? We learned that carelessness can lead to accidents, or we can say that carelessness can lead to injuries. This is very important point, that carelessness can lead to accidents. Right, students? So, we are done with this example. Now we will start the very first topic of our chapter, which is Key to Safety. Name of the topic is Key to Safety. Key to safety means what is the most important thing for safety. So, key to safety is common sense. Right? So now you will say that, ma'am, how common sense can keep us safe? It can. See, I'll tell you an example first. Suppose there is a cup of water on the floor. There is some water on the floor. Then what will you do? You will run on the floor, or you will move very slowly, carefully on the floor. You will take one step, then another, very carefully. Right? You will do the second thing. You will avoid running on the floor. You will just take one step, then another, very carefully and very slowly. Why? Because your common sense tells you this, that it is more sensible to walk slowly on the floor instead of running over it. Right? So, another example is, suppose there is some bookshelf at very much height than you, and you want to take a book from the shelf. How will you take? You will take a ladder, climb on its step and take the book very carefully so that you don't fall. Right? So how do you come to know that you need to do such thing? Obviously your common sense tells you. So the common sense is very important to tell you that how to act wisely in a situation so that we don't meet any accident. Okay, students, so what do we learn here? We learned here that common sense is very important. It is the key to safety in order to be safe. Now, we are moving to next topic of our chapter, which is rules of safety. In this topic, we will study some rules. In fact, we will study 3 rules of safety. Right? So, what are these 3 rules? Number 1. I am going to write first of all the number 1 rule, which is be alert. What does this rule says? This rule tells us that we always need to be aware of our surroundings. What does this rule says? It says be aware of your surroundings. Means that you need to be aware of what is happening around you always. How? you also follow this in your daily life. How? See, when you are crossing a road, what do you do first? First of all, you look at your left side, then at your right side, and then again at left side. Correct? Why do you do so? So that you get aware of the any vehicles coming near you. You get aware of the road, what is happening on the road. So this is the rule. Always be alert that what is happening in your surroundings, so that you are safe, you don't meet any accident. Yeah, as we are discussing about road, so there is another thing you must follow. You should always cross the road all on zebra crossing. Okay, it is very important. If you want to be safe, always cross the road on zebra crossing. After that, we will discuss the second rule of safety, which is be properly dressed. Right? Now you will say that, ma'am, how dress can save us from meeting an accident? It can. Students, believe me, it really can. How? Suppose you are going to swim, right? You are going to swim and you wear a raincoat. Obviously, you will make fun of me that, ma'am, who goes to swimming with a raincoat? We go to swimming with a swimming costume. I know that, but what if you go with the raincoat? Why can't I wear a raincoat while swimming? Because I can't wear a raincoat, because after that I will not be able to swim carefully. Obviously, I will not be able to swim properly, and also there are more chances of meeting an accident. So you come to know that dressing is very important in this case. Your swimming costume is very important. If you don't do so, obviously your friends will make fun of you, but that's another thing. It is for your safety. You can't wear a raincoat while swimming. Also, another example for dressing. So first of all, what this rule tells us? It tells us dress according to the situation. I'm just writing it here in short, because after the chapter ends, I am going to provide you notes of the chapter, so that to get this chapter more clearly for a better understanding, you will write those notes in your notebook also. And but first of all, go through the videos, understand the chapter, then clear for better understanding, go through the notes and then write the question answers. Okay. So, where were we? We were discussing the second rule, and I was going to tell you another example of dressing. Another example for importance of dressing. Okay. So, what is that example? Suppose you are going to fire crackers on Diwali. Okay. So, you must have heard your elders and your parents saying that don't wear synthetic clothes while firing crackers. Why do we do so? Because synthetic clothes are more vulnerable. They are more easily they more easily catch fire, so that you don't get an injury. So what do we learn? We learn that never wear synthetic clothes while firing crackers. Right? So why is this so? This is so that we don't get an injury. So these are the two rules we discussed. Now we are coming to the third rule, that is, don't be impatient or overconfident. See students, this rule is very important. How? So nowadays we see that most of the road accidents happen due to carelessness, due to impatience, because people drive very rashly at a very high speed, okay, and they meet an accident. So it is very important to be patient in order to be safe, in order to avoid those road accidents happen. If our elders and other people follow this rule of being patient, believe me, we can avoid many road accidents happening nowadays. Okay. So what does this rule says? This rule says that always be patient while doing anything. I am giving you the example of driving, but it is valid for every situation. Just do your work patiently and don't be overconfident on every situation. Okay, so there are some, yes, there are some road signs that you need to know. You must have seen them also. I am just rubbing these two rules, okay? Because now we are discussing the third rule in detail. So you must have seen some yellow board signs on the roadside. Like I tell you example, like this. It is of yellow colored and red or black colored sign on it. What does this sign tell us? The sign tells us about the speed breaker. Means this sign tells us that there is a speed breaker ahead and you need to slow down. There are other signs as well. I know you must have seen this, but these signs are very important. We need to follow so that we don't meet any accident. And there are other signs like this. There is a sign which means no entry, right? And yes, another one is coming to mind. It is like this, which means no U-turn. And yes, there is a very important sign like this. There is a face of a child, and which means there are some childs drawing on this, and it is written as school ahead. Means there is a school at some distance, so be careful while driving at this place and slow down your speed. Okay students, so we discussed for now we have discussed the first point was carelessness can lead to accidents. Second thing was rules of safety. Second thing was key to safety. We studied that common sense is the key to safety. After that we discussed the third thing, which was rules of safety. We discussed 3 rules. Number 1, be alert. Number 2, what was it? Yes. Number 2 was be properly dressed. And number 3, which we discussed it now, it is don't be impatient or overconfident. Okay. So after this, we will move to the new topic of this same chapter, which is keeping ourselves safe. What is the topic? It is keeping ourselves safe. Students, in this chapter we are studying about safety, right? What are the precautions what we need to take in order to be safe? So in this topic, we will particularly discuss some precautions related to the place, like at home, what are the precautions that you need to take. Also, we will discuss some situations, how you will handle those situations so that you live a safe life and you don't meet any accidents. Then we will discuss what are the precautions we need to take in the playground and on the road, right? So we are going to discuss here some precautions according to the place. So if you have noticed that I haven't rubbed this, I rubbed the whole board except the chapter name and this point, carelessness can lead to accidents. I didn't rub it. Why? Because I believe, I want that you always follow this point. You never ever forget this, that you never take any situation carelessly, any situation, because if you do something very carelessly, there are more chances that you can injure yourself. I am teaching you this chapter, right? But you don't only study this chapter and learn the points. Also follow those points in your daily life, because it is very much related to our daily life. So I want all of you to be very careful and follow all these things we are learning from this chapter in your daily life as well, right? So coming back to the chapter, what is the topic? It is keeping ourselves safe, and I told you here I am going to discuss today, it is at home. So students, when we are at home, we spend most of our time at home, right? So it is very important. You can understand the importance of this topic from this thing, that we spend most of the time at home. So it is important to take these precautions so that we don't get injured, right? So at home I'll start with a few situations, that how to handle these situations. So first situation that we are going to discuss is gas leakage. Right. So, first of all, how you will detect that there is a gas leakage from the LPG cylinder placed in your kitchen? Obviously from its smell, because the LPG gas placed in the cylinders has a very particular smell. You easily detect it. You very easily detect it that there is something wrong in the kitchen, right? So first thing, what will you do? What will you do in such a situation? First thing you will do is, if you detect such a gas leakage, first of all just close the regulator so that no more gas leaks out. Close the regulator and warn everybody in the house. Okay. So what is the first thing you do? Close the gas regulator, close the regulator of cylinder and warn everybody about the situation in the house. Warn everybody in the house, right? So after this, what will you do? The second thing you will do is open all windows and doors of the house. All windows and doors of the house. Now, why will you do so? What is the benefit of opening windows? See, there is a gas leakage in the kitchen. When you will open the window, the gas will go out. So it will help the gas to spread out. It will help the gas to move out of the house, right? So this is the second thing you will do. After that, the third thing, what will you do? You have closed the regulator. There is no more gas leakage. Even after some time, the gas goes out of the house. So the area is cleared, right? But when you will switch on the regulator again, the same situation can happen, right? So what will you do? You will call in the gas agency and tell them to send a mechanic for repairing. So what will you do? Call for a mechanic. You will just call in the gas agency and tell them to send a mechanic for repairing, right? Or they can replace the cylinder. After that, there is another thing which is important in this situation, that don't operate any electrical switches, right? Don't switch on or off any electrical appliance during this situation for some time. Why? Because an explosion can happen. There can be an explosion which can be very harmful. So what is the precaution? Don't operate electrical switches for some time. Right, students? So these are the 4 things we do in the case of gas leakage. What are these? First of all, close the regulator and warn everybody about the situation in the house. Second thing, what will you do? Just go and open all the doors and windows of the house so that the gas spreads out. Third thing, what will we do? Call for a mechanic for repairing. Matlab means just call at the gas agency and tell them to send a mechanic for repairing the gas cylinder, or they can even replace the cylinder. After that, this is a precaution we need to take during such kind of situation. What is it? Don't operate electrical switches for some time, okay, as it may lead to explosion of gas. So we are done with this situation. Now, as I discussed the situation in the kitchen, okay, now I will discuss another situation which can happen very often in the kitchen. So how will you deal with the situation? What is the situation? First of all, understand. Students, see, like suppose you are going to prepare a meal, like a simple meal like Maggi, okay, you are going to prepare that meal, and what happens that the oil you have taken in pan, you have taken some oil in the pan and it catches fire, okay, you switched on the gas and the oil catches fire. What will you do in such situation? You will say that, ma'am, obviously there is fire, so we will throw water over it. No, never ever do this. Never do such kind of thing which you don't know clearly. Like if you don't know, call for any elders help or anybody, but never throw water on such things, because if you throw water on the oil, what will happen? The oil will splatter out of the pan. Okay, it can spread. So when the oil spreads, the fire, instead of getting extinguished, it gets expanded, right? You are understanding what I am saying? If you throw water on the oil will come out. The oil will, it is possible that oil can come out of the pan, and the fire will expand instead of extinguishing. Okay, so what will you do? I told you that what not to do, but what will you do? What will you do in that situation? You will just cover the pan with the container. What will you do? Cover the pan. Obviously, first of all, just switch off the gas, right? Then cover the pan with container, so that the fire stops. Okay? So that the fire stops, cover the pan with container so that the fire stops. Never throw water. What do we learn? Another thing I have already told you, never throw water on the pan. Also, if the fire doesn't get extinguished by covering the pan with the container, what will you do? You can just sprinkle some baking soda over the fire. It will also help the fire to get extinguished. Another thing you can do, sprinkle baking soda over the fire. Now when this fire gets extinguished, you can then switch on the gas and make your meal. Okay. So students, we have discussed these two situations. Yes, one another point is left, as we are discussing about the precautions we need to take in kitchen. So what is the another situation? See, the kitchen floor must be kept clean and dry, because if this floor is not clean or there is some milk or water over it, then there are chances that you, your mother or anybody else in the home can slip over it, right? So what is the important precaution we need to take? The kitchen floor must be kept clean and dry, right? So what do we discuss today? I have already told you, we learned that common sense is the key to safety. We studied 3 rules of safety, right? Be alert, be properly dressed, and the third one was, yes, the third one was don't be overconfident or impatient. After that, we started this topic, keeping ourselves safe. Here we are discussing some precautions we need to take according to the place, like we are discussing at home. In the next lectures, we will continue with different places, but today we are discussing at home. So, at home we took 2 situations in the kitchen. One was gas leakage, how you will handle that situation. The second one is that I studied, what if the oil in pan catches fire? What will you do in such kind of situation, right? So after that, I told you a precaution which is very necessary in the kitchen, that the kitchen floor must be kept clean and dry. I repeat, the kitchen floor must be kept clean and dry, right? I hope you got my lecture very clearly. You can go through the PDF of book provided on the website for more clarity. And yes, we will meet in the next lecture with the new topics of this chapter. Okay, students, thank you and have a nice day. Namaste.